In the month of May, all roads lead to Indy. It's the Mecca of motorsport, the racing capital of the world. As hundreds of thousands of mass humanity converge on the crossroads of America this week, eyes will be affixed on all things racing in the Hoosier State. There's no better prelude to the grand event this weekend than 3 elite events on 3 straight nights at a trio of Indiana racetracks with over 2 centuries of combined racing history. Wednesday at the Terre Haute Action Track, Thursday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, and Friday at Lucas Oil Raceway. 3 drivers, Robert Ballou, Cody Swanson, and Tanner Swanson, are on the verge of history as they seek to achieve what few thought was achievable. As this trio of drivers aim to keep their streaks alive in what has already been a compelling and competitive season, it's time to believe the unbelievable. Open your eyes, ears, and mind to 3 straight nights of USAC racing at its finest in legendary events spread across Indiana's and the nation's most storied of racing venues. Welcome to USAC Weekly Warmup, presented by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. The most storied, annually contested USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Car race of them all is the Hulman Classic at the Terre Haute Action Track. The 47th edition begins the week of Indy this Wednesday night, May 24th. George Ziggy Snyder was the hero in the first edition back in 1971, and over the years, the greatest of the greats have etched their name in the Hulman Classic and auto racing lore. Jan Opperman, Pancho Carter, Jack Hewitt, Ron Schumann, Rich Vogler, Dave Darland, J.J. Yaley, and Jerry Coons Jr. However, none of these men were able to accomplish what stands in front of Robert Ballou this Wednesday night at the Terre Haute Action Track. No driver has won 3 in a row, but the Rockland, California driver is accustomed to defying the odds, as evidenced by his comeback victory in the most recent series race at Eldora Speedway 2 weeks ago. His second race back, after an 8-month recovery following a devastating injury he suffered in a racing crash last September. In last year's Hulman Classic, it became a slider fest in the second half of the 30-lapper, as Robert Ballou and Thomas Meseraull took each other on in a seesaw battle at both ends of the racetrack. With less than 10 to go, Ballou came right back at Meseraull, taking the lead with a monster slide job in turn 1. Ballou opened up in the final stage to capture his second consecutive Hulman Classic victory, which had previously only been achieved by Steve Butler and Levi Jones. Pit gates for the Hulman Classic open up at 3 p.m., with grandstand set to open at 4 and cars set to hit the track at 6:30. Last May, one driver in the likes of Kingsburg, California's Cody Swanson reached a stratosphere that hadn't been touched in over 4 decades at the Indy Mile, as he joined Jimmy Bryan and Al Unser as the only individuals to win the Hoosier 100 3 times in a row. When Swanson lines up on the grid for the 63rd running at the Indiana State Fairgrounds on Thursday night, May 25th, a record once thought untouchable will be just within his grasp. The 2-time USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series champion from Kingsburg, California, has an opportunity to join an exclusive club exemplified by brilliant dominance, especially in this modern era of parity. It's a club of one in which 1970, 71, 72, and 73 winner Unser is the sole proprietor. Pit gates open up at noon for the Hoosier 100, while spectator gates are unlocked at 3. Cars are scheduled to begin on-track activity at 5 p.m. In USAC's Silver Crown Champ Car Series, it's been a Swanson family affair over the past handful of years, especially at Lucas Oil Raceway, where brothers Cody and Tanner have run first and second a total of 7 times since 2010. Cody has 2 wins, and Tanner has 5 at the .686-mile paved oval. With victory at Friday night's Carb Night Classic, Tanner would surpass Mike Bliss as the winningest Silver Crown driver at the Brownsburg, Indiana track. The Swansons split last year's pair of Lucas Oil Raceway appearances, but on Carb Night 2016, Tanner was in a position to pounce when leader Bobby Santos' engine expired with 20 laps remaining. Tanner carried on and was able to keep Cody at bay in the final stages to take yet another series victory on the hardtop. Pit gates open at noon, with front gates opening at 2:45, and on-track activity scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. with practice. Fans will receive a savings of $20 by purchasing their own Week of Indy Super Ticket, now at USACRacing.com. The Super Ticket is your golden ticket for admission to all 3 of this week's USAC races at one steal of a price. Both Wednesday's Hulman Classic and Thursday's Hoosier 100 will be streamed live via pay-per-view on SpeedShiftTV.com. And as always, you can watch each and every USAC event one day after the race on demand at loudpedal.tv. This has been USAC Weekly Warmup, presented by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. I'm Michael McIntyre, and on behalf of the United States Auto Club and LabPedal.tv, Racer Max says thanks for watching, and we'll see you this week for the Week of Indy.